Welcome to my energy update on the eclipse full moon in Virgo. Now, this is a massive share. So get yourself comfy. Going to be here for probably a little while, actually. As you can see behind me, I am not in my usual little bat cave in Cape Town. I am actually in London, the UK. I left a sweltering 32 degrees to come to a very cool 9 degrees. So I am just climatizing and getting used to being over here because the weather is complete extreme opposites. But isn't that all about this video, which is about the divine balance? That's what we're working towards, you know, extreme heat and extreme cold. I'm a child of Sekhmet, so I like the sun. So I'm not in my best environment, but you know what? Ebbs and flows, right? And this is what this video is very much about. So I'm going to kind of get stuck into it because this energy update is going to be quite meaty and quite layered. And I haven't been online for a while because I've been going through such a massive death of my own. And I know many of you that I've spoken to have actually been feeling the incoming of March, let's say, and the purging has started, like mine was started a month ago. Literally a month ago, and it's been building and building and building. I'm going to get into that, what that process was like, and maybe you can relate to that, you know. So let's just rewind a little bit. So let's get stuck into it. What was March always going to be about? You stepping through finally the last layer. This is it. This is it. We basically, March proposes to you two roads because you have the power of choice. You go this way, and you're going to go back into karmic lessons, and you're just going to keep deep diving. So this is why I've been going on about really being vigilant, aware, and committed to your process, and being very much the bouncer and security at your own door, going, no, I'm not letting that in. You can come in, be discerning, right? Because the choices, the thought processes, the actions, whatever it is that you're making right now is gonna discern which way you go. Now, we can always find something to heal. So if you go down that route, there's going to be like more and more karma just to kind of like, you know, trudge up to the surface. You're always going to find something to heal. Or you're going to call it and say, right, no, I'm done now. I am deserving and worthy enough to step through to the new earth timeline. My healing is done. I said that to ancestors. We're having big conversations with our ancestors. This is done. No more healing for the ancestors. The ancestors must now come and join us and movement forward, because otherwise it can just go on forever and ever and ever. And that's the road that I said to you that you can choose to go down. Or, like I say, you can book out and say, right, I'm done. Let's go to the new earth timeline and let's go to the good stuff. So that's why you have to be really aware and vigilant as to whatever is coming into your space. So as we've been moving towards this. March was always going to be a massive, it's going to be the massive shift. It's the final push, right? So we entered March with Venus in retrograde, right? And then we went into, I think we had a new moon, which was huge. And then we have a full moon tomorrow. Then we go into Mercury retrograde. And then we finish the end of this month on a new moon. Now we have eclipse tomorrow, lunar eclipse, and a solar eclipse at the end of the month. So all of that is just massive, relentless energy. And what I love about it, though, is that we have the sun and moon, which is obviously the divine balance. That's your left eye lunar, which is Horus, and your right eye of Ra, which is the sun. And I've just started this video talking about the extreme heat and sun I have in Africa, and then all of a sudden the absolute Baltic coldness. Here I am, boom, in the middle. And that is the extreme opposites which bring you into balance, which doesn't make sense to the human mind, but actually it does in the energetic one, right? So now let's get into it, as they say. So let's talk about Virgo, because the full moon eclipse tomorrow, which is a lunar eclipse, is basically all about Virgo, right? My husband's a Virgo and I'm an Aquarius, and me and him, we go well together because I'm like the architect and he's like the engineer. So we get stuck into intellectual conversations and we can make many plans and do things, and explosive energy when we get together, like co-creative. However, when we're on the shadow side of that, him and me, but it's not so much about Aquarius this time, let's talk about Virgo, get very much stuck in the head. And then you can really start overthinking everything. So as always, there's opposing forces again. You can either be that side or that side. So Virgo is going to bring up an awful lot for you, Virgo in the full moon. So let's talk about the light and the shadow of Virgo and how it comes through the full moon of this eclipse. So Virgo, discernment, okay, refinement. And what that means is Virgo is very articulate with what they do. That everything is just orderly and they've got their shit together, and they see like patterns, they see things, and they're like, right, okay, they compartmentalize everything and they're bloody organized, right? Great person to have around when you want to build a house. Do you know what I mean? That kind of thing. but refinement and purification, right? So that's that. I mean, there's loads of other things we could chuck in there for Virgo, but it's the good stuff when being orderly and organized and kind of like moving forward with that. The shadow is overthinking, control, right? So when we get stuck in our head, you know, also as well, the Virgo energy brings a lot of false belief that our self-worth comes with how much we can do. So there's always a bit of martyrdom in there as well. You know what I mean? So equate this to the full moon. Is that coming up for you? Where are you doing too much to, first of all, make yourself feel safe inside? That's what happens when we do everything out there. Second of all, doing so you can get patted on the back, you know what I mean, for external validation, right? That's not vibing anymore. Everything's got to come from within. So in a way, you could talk about the Virgo actually being divine masculine in the shadow, right? And then, of course, when we come in, you know, that refinement, that purification, that's kind of like coming from a divine feminine standpoint through Virgo, right? So where is this coming up for you? Control is a massive thing of this moon, and I'm going to get into it in a minute. Control. Basically, beyond control and all this shadow shit, which we're all kind of like tapped out with, but this is the final push, guys. Where are we going to? We're coming into balance, harmonious balance. That's what we're working for. And when we vibe in the harmonious balance, and we've let go of control and we've let go and we let God and everything comes into balance, you're matching the energy of the universe. Abundance is yours. And I'm going to get into what's going on in the world now when it comes to abundance, right? What you're going to be experiencing, and you mustn't freak out. Hold the line. It's happening to me, happening to you, right? Money is a big thing, okay? Abundance, yeah, those gold coins, that old chestnut, right? We are moving from the old world to the new world, right? Old masculine, crusty control is crashing, right? It is crashing. You're going to start to feel like almost like a vacuum of like, oh my God, I got no money. And of course, that's going to bring up all your fear. So rather look at that absence of the money coming away as an opportunity to raise the fear, to be able to look at the fear, transmute it, and get over it. Because you're going to have to use something to kind of like trigger that fear so you can do the final purge and get rid of it, right? But money is a big thing. And there is a big reason as to why you might feel absent from it right now, is because as the whole world is crashing around us, our inner world is too. Our inner world is inside as it is outside, as above, so below, so within, so without, right? But once we get through March and everything like that, it's all going to look very different by the second half of this year. I believe that there's brand new ways of like, you know, working with each other, co-creating, you know what I mean? And abundance is, if you're in a harmonious balance, right? Abundance is yours, it's your birthright. There is more than enough abundance in the world for every single one of us. Look, I don't have my fingertips touching a lot of it right now, but I know it's there and I trust that it's going to come through, because right now, do I have food in the fridge? Yes, I do. Do I have clothes on my back? Yes, I do. Did I just have a cup of coffee? Yes, I did. All is well. I'm taken care of. So just kind of like really, really hold your center and keep everything in perspective. Zoom out and understand what the bigger picture of this. We knew that when the new Earth timeline was going to hit, that everything was going to crash. And if you want to question as to why you came, you wondering why you came, this is why you came. It's intense, man. It really is. We're trying to hold the line and we're like, holy shit, this is next level. But we're going to get through it. But this is why you came, to push that marble over the hill into the next new Earth timeline. And that's got to happen inside of you for you to be able to put that contribution out there in the world. It's got to happen here, right? So you're going to find maybe a little bit of an inhale. And then, oh my God, I got no money. Don't freak out about it. It's okay, because there's going to be a massive exhale. Nobody holds their breath forever, ever, right? And what I was shown by Spirit, just as I was going to sleep the other night, actually, they showed me the world spinning, going around one way. It needs to turn the other way. So imagine it spins, and now it needs to change direction. It gets there. There's going to be a momentary pause where everything is still, and then it turns around back the other way, right? We are at that pause at the top. So just now we're going to have a gushing tsunami of so much, because that's what we came here for. We were not Sekhmet soldiers for nothing. You know what I mean? So hold the line, keep the faith, and just keep it in perspective as well, right? So divine masculine in the shadow is a big thing, right? I've just spoken about that. World, money, structure, crash. That's what's happening, right? So I want to bring that more into here. Okay, so basically the divine masculine in the shadow is controlling, manipulating, all about the money, all about deceit and all the rest of it, right? We know that, okay? but it blocks everything, right? Okay. It blocks the divine feminine coming into the flow in the world. But how does that happen inside of you? Don't have to have any fat answers right now. It's just to have an awareness where you're like, because the world is a reflection of you. Where does your divine masculine tell your divine feminine, no, you can't do that. No, you can't have that. You can't afford that. Are you mad? You're not gonna be able to get that kind of money. No, you're not capable. Play it safe. You know what I'm saying? So that outer world experience is going to be very much matched to your inner world experience. So having an awareness on that and going, yeah, that's what I'm letting go of with this full moon. We ain't doing that anymore. My divine masculine needs to actually sit his ass down and let my divine feminine come into flow, right? Because that's what's happening. We're in a little bit of a banging heads at the moment, you know? So protection. This is the next thing, protection. Now, I have such a steely faith in my light. I don't really focus on dark forces and things like that, because what you focus on, you get more of. And I mean, look, I know it's out there, but I do have a belief system that, I mean, having done a multitude of ayahuasca sessions, been there a lot, and so many people said these demons are coming for me. And it was like, no, ayahuasca always told me these demons are your own. Claim them. That's what it is. Everything out there, that perceived fear, it's your stuff. It's your stuff. Look, I do believe that there are distortions, and look, there's team light, team dark, and I do believe they're at play at the moment, absolutely. But I'm not going to focus too much on it, because I'm going to focus on my inner world of harmonious balance. That's what I'm working towards. But make no mistake that when you're feeling a little bit vulnerable and you feel like you're being a little bit like a punching bag, a little bit more than you feel that you should be, then sometimes there's distortion and energies coming at you, because they need to stop us free thinkers from being free thinkers. Because if we do that, Jesus Christ, we clap the matrix, and they don't want anybody to talk to us. So of course, there's always going to be a little bit of a monkey on your back. But the thing is, remember who you are. You're Sekhmet's child, right? No one messes with you. I was sat there the other day and I was feeling it, because I really felt like I had some kind of like interference, as well as my own stuff, which I was purging some big dark and nasties. And that was okay. It was all to do with control. But I felt like there was another energy on top going, yeah, really shoving my head in the mud. And you know what? I got so angry. I was just like, well, you can fuck off. Get off my back. Who do you think you're playing with? You know what I mean? I think you made a huge mistake here. And I got really angry. Now, anger is good. Righteous rage is good, because it gives you strength and tenacity. I mean, anger that's not good is you getting in people's faces because you can't control your fire. Righteous rage is good because you're just going, oh no, honey, I'm not the one, not today. But you can try though, see how that works out for you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like righteous rage is very different. And it's more like I'm not having this anymore. I'm sorry, no. You know what I mean? So that's the thing. Like, these dark energies can only bounce with you if you basically forgotten who you are. So straighten your mane and like flick your tail and give a lion's roar. Remember who you are, right? Okay, so there's nothing to do, only to release. That's what I've written here. So refrain from like doing. Just chill out, watch the movies, whatever comes up, don't hold on to it. Let it go with this full moon. Let it go. Some of this stuff that's coming up is probably the most intense stuff you've ever let go of. And it's all just control related. So, you know, breath work, been banging on about that for the last time. Breath work, absolutely amazing. Clears your system, gets you into present moment space. Because when you're in present moment space, no one and no thing can actually come into your awareness there and mess with you. So get into your present space. Breath work does that quicker than meditation sometimes. Do it, right? So don't forget, this is why you've come. I've just mentioned that. This is why you came, right? And you're here to hold the line, right? And you're not on your own because you're with me. And I'm not on my own because I'm with you. Do you know what I mean? So we just join our arms and we come together. And I know this is happening because I'm having so many amazing conversations with all of you beautiful people that I've met all over the world. And sometimes we WhatsApp, sometimes we get on Zoom calls, and I'm meeting more and more of us. And the movement is underway, 100%. And just before I finish this video, just to give you a bit of backstory about where I come from, because I don't think I've actually spoken about my process as to why I've been offline. Long story short, do you know what actually tipped me over the edge? I was due to fly here. I was flying with Virgin Active. I paid a very, very expensive ticket price to have premium seats because we needed extra suitcase space because my kids are moving over here to live their life. And also wanted to just basically, have the privilege of choosing a seat because I'm a bit of a control freak. I don't like turning up at the airport and you telling me lastminute.com, I didn't realize I was so controlling. Well, they didn't give me the option, and their system did not give me the option until I phoned and I phoned and I phoned until the day I turned up at the airport. So I had an absolute meltdown from all of this control from past lives, this life, feeling not safe and all the rest of it. Do you know what tipped my scales? Virgin Atlantic, the airline. I can't remember whether I said Virgin Active then, because Virgin Active is actually a gym place in South Africa, but Virgin, the airline. And I went into one. They were like, I'm sorry, Mrs. Coverley, we can't help you. You have to just turn up at the airport. And I was like, well, I'm not seeing my daughter. And I went into this massive meltdown. And then very quickly, it became so much more than just a plane flight. My husband and my daughter were holding on to me in the kitchen. I was shaking and like crying from a place I didn't know where from. My right hip spasmed, okay? And I couldn't move, because your right hip is all about like your masculine side, and your hips dictate basically how you move forward in life. Marie does it very controlling. My whole hip gave out. And I was like, what is going on with my body? Complete meltdown. I was in bed the whole day. And I thought, I'm going to have to cancel my trip because I'm not going to be able to fly tomorrow. So that's kind of the level of what we're going through. But I've just sat here and just gone, you know, actually, as it happened, I had the best seats on the plane, but that wasn't the point. But my point is to do with the energy. Is you just got to let go. And it's funny because just as you think you're okay, you're not. Do you know what I mean? But there's nothing for you to do. Don't overanalyze it, because if you do overanalyze it and you take it to too many healing sessions, then you actually calcify it and you pick up too much detail and it stays in your space. You don't need to know. You don't need to know. Sekhmet is calling us in now. I'm going to do another video just now about that because I'm calling in my tribe now, especially for our temple meeting this month. It's going ahead. But this is my energy update. And I just wanted to share this with you because I've been offline for a while. Very difficult doing videos on the go, but I'm doing it as and when I can. And, you know, comment in the box. Let me know how you're getting on. I feel like I haven't seen my team. You're my team for quite some time. Anyway, we're in it. We're in it. And we're going to hold hands and walk through March together with Sekhmet. You know what I mean? So anyway, peace. And I will speak to you. I'll see you on the other side. See you on the other side.